No Promises, episode 6. Back again.
Episode number 6. Welcome back, everybody. Thank
Yes.
you. If you're here with us on episode number 6, whether you're new or you've been listening to our mumble jumble these last couple of episodes, we appreciate you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fuckery. Thank you for coming back.
and, and a lot more coming. But I guess I don't know. We can talk about random stuff. Maybe we can start with our daily routines. I don't know. Maybe our audience can learn a little more about us. I know we kind of briefly touched that on the first episode, but I think we can kind of go into that a little more.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like we always talk about how we're very different. So, of course, in our daily routine, that is very different as well because we are in such different places in our lives where, like I work sometimes, I get work when I can get it. So my schedule is not very consistent. So it's like I'm very flexible with my day, my daily routine. So you have more responsibilities, of course, a career, a family. So I forget how long you've been at this job that you're at now. Your baby is almost 2. So for you, I feel like you're a bit more consistent with what you have going on.
Yeah, my Monday through Friday is just. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people out there are the same. You get up in the morning, right? I mean, I don't know how much detail you want.
I don't know. Whatever you want, I'm there.
Brush my teeth. I start with my rear. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say. Like last time we talked about how we value the audience's time.
I know, I'm kidding. No, I mean, I actually work from home. But with that being said, I actually do have to go see clients and whatnot. So it does get pretty lonely sometimes. Maybe we can talk about that. How, like, what's the difference between working like in an office setting, or in a building like a hospital or something like that, as opposed to if you're working from home, or if you're doing different gigs, kind of like you are, right?
Yeah. Really.
So I mean, for me, for example, before I worked at a hospital, okay, and I worked there during COVID, and I gotta say, I mean, I respect the profession, the people, nurses, doctors. I mean, everybody. Okay, but I found that it just wasn't for me. I mean, it was very, very fast paced, a lot of pressure. It's not for everybody.
And how long did you know, how long were you in it until you realized that?
So I started there my junior year of high school.
Shit.
Yeah, I started as a junior, as a nurse aide and all that. But yeah, junior year, I think I spent, it was what, like 7 years in that field.
Damn.
And I mean, I loved it. It was great. But towards the end, I wanted to do something different. And that's what I'm talking about. That setting, you go in, you're clocking in, and then you're on the clock and you're doing whatever you need to do. And then the one thing that I recall is like my lunch break, right? I mean, it is difficult to, you got 30 minutes. If you don't have a lunch with you and you want to go get something, then I remember having to like really time everything. Like, okay, how many minutes is it going to take me to get to like, Carl's Jr. or whatever?
Yeah.
And then how many minutes is it going to take me to order? And then how many minutes is it going to take me to get back? And then how much time am I going to have left to actually eat before you have to clock back in? I mean, that's a lot of work.
For only a half hour.
For being on break, that's a lot of work for being on break.
Yeah.
So and then I remember like sometimes like I would have it planned down to the minute, and then you get to the spot wherever I was gonna eat, and for some reason some shit was going down where the machine is down, the whatever is not working, or there's too many people, and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah,
this is taking forever.
A lot of factors beyond your control.
Yeah. So it happened a couple times where I didn't get to eat because I got there, I was waiting, and I looked and I was like, by the time I get the lunch, go back, it's too late. So I just spent my break driving, not doing it. So that was horrible. But compare that to what I'm doing now, it's totally different. I don't know if you want to kind of talk about how you do your thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because like now you have a lot more freedom. You're not like told when to have time to yourself, which that like I've had that because I graduated high school in 2019, becoming an adult, and then COVID breaks out, and that fucking weird time became my normal. It's like March of 2020. Uh, I started working at a warehouse, and that was like a full time thing, Monday through Thursday at least. And after a while, I would wake up. It would be dark outside. Wake up, and the only thing I could say is "fuck," and I would start my day. And same thing where you're working at a fucking warehouse fee five and then you're told like, all right, like now you take your 10, 15. One thing, like at least within this department, I forget if it was every department or what, but for one department that I was in, there were like enough people where they would have like break one, break two, and they would just like randomize it each day. Like you weren't consistently with one break, so sometimes like, you just ignore that and go on break whenever. Like, because in some shit like that, the more friends you have to get through the day, the better, of course. So like, dude, if I just want some time to fuck around, talk shit, and just be with my friends for morale at least, why is that such a big fucking deal? These motherfuckers and managers get on a fucking power trip, like, no, you go on break this time. I'm like, bitch, why? So, you're like, it's fucking COVID. I'm hungry. I'm told when to do what. Like, yeah, I was a fucking pain in the ass because these bitches were a pain in my ass. So I was there for a little over a year, and then I was fired. And then, and dude,
You were fired.
I was so happy.
You know what? I remember you telling me that story.
Okay.
How they came to you, like
Yeah, because I started working at this warehouse in 2020, and then later, I think it was August of that year, I started working at your gym as well. So both the warehouse and the gym, they're in my city, so it was convenient. I never had to get on the freeway, but working fucking 10 hours at a warehouse and then driving 10 minutes to the gym, at some point it was it was a lot. And the 10 minutes driving, it would be hard for me to stay awake driving to the gym.
Wow.
And at some point, like, I was really thinking it would be beneficial if I was pulled over just so I would have an excuse to stop doing so much. But I was never pulled over. I don't fucking know where the cops were at. But I was fucking doing way too much and fucking swerving.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, Jesus takes the wheel. Or I don't know.
Wait, in your situation.
Yeah, Jesus takes the wheel, and like after a few seconds, like, all right, you're back in, and like, oh fuck, I gotta wake
Or
up.
like, does that ever happen to you? Or like, you arrive, you're like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah, but it hasn't been a problem lately. But around that time, it was a constant thing, and it was so fucking like it was scary. It was annoying. It was so frustrating. So yeah, like when I was fired, I was like, cool, I'm cool with that. And you know what's fucked up is because the day it happened, I was doing my thing. And by doing my thing, I mean doing nothing. And I thought before lunch, I was like, all right, you know what? I got like 2 more months left in me. I can do 2 more months. And then,
So you were already kind of like giving up.
dude, I was checked out for a long time. And also, it's a fucking warehouse for a big ass company. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck. So, I have lunch, and a while after I come back, I hear on the overhead they're calling me to the front, my department, and then the manager, who he was somewhat new, and from when he was new, when he came in and when I was fired, it was 3 months. So he would always tell me he was so robotic, just in a sense, like same shit every day. Like, hey, like like you're at the bottom of the numbers in terms of like productivity. You're slow, and we gotta get on it. Same shit every fucking day.
You're productive. What were you just moving too slow? Were you not?
Yeah, because at this point I was doing something different from when I started. I was like operating a forklift in some way, and even dude, even on the forklift, I would fall asleep. I would fucking fall asleep on the forklift. I would fall asleep. I would fall asleep with my Civic. I would.
It's good they fired you, man, because you're a danger to yourself, your coworkers, I mean,
I understand. You sound like HR right now. So I get called to the desk of my department, and then the manager like walk with me. I'm like, fuck, I know where this is going. I'm like, damn. Like the only thing that was upset, I was upset about it. Like, damn, like they beat me to it. Like, but
like you were gonna do it, you just weren't there yet, and
yeah. So like, it was whatever. And I get called to the some HR office and shit.
How did they say? How did they like break the news to you?
Yeah, because the manager, he was like, not like he was being sneaky about it. I mean, I said he was robotic, but like as a person, like I think he was robotic because knew his name, but aside from that, like, who the fuck are you as a person? Because yeah, like, I say bad things about this job. I mean, it's a fucking warehouse. Like, no one dreams of working in a warehouse. But I've had managers before in different departments, or just as the past year went on, and I can be cool as fuck with these managers. I could talk to them, and we'd be cool. Like, not that we're fucking buddy buddy, but like, we get a sense of who we are, and I'm I'm cool working for them, and they can talk to me like a person. Uh, so this manager, he just said, walk with me. And then we're walking to this, it's not a long walk, but still, like, to the HR office. Like, he's not saying shit, so I knew it was coming. And then,
the silent walk.
yeah, I sit down, there's some lady at her computer, and she's like, all right, so today you're gonna get your final check, and whatever the fuck else, you're gonna get paid for.
Wait. She just, I mean, I just want to know. You walked in there.
Yeah.
Did she look at you in the eye, at least? Or she was kind of like, whatever.
I took a seat, homeboy took a seat, she was already at her nicer chair than I got. I don't even know, like, I can't remember the formality if she even said like hi or anything. It was like, dude, at that point I didn't give a fuck. So and and then she said, you get your final check, all this shit. Your manager, he's gonna escort you to get your things, and he's gonna escort you out the building. That was the phrasing, escort. Like, I don't know for what. I don't know if it's just like a thing, it's protocol. Cause I didn't show any signs or patterns of me like acting a fool or anything, and I wasn't even upset at this interaction. But I think it's protocol because it's such a warehouse where there's so many things. Like, they want to make sure that I'm not gonna still show on the way out. So like, I kind of understand that.
Or if you get hurt, you're technically not an employee anymore. So
yeah, so like, whatever the reason is, like, I feel like that is justified. It's fine.
They were making sure you weren't going to take something on their way.
But yeah, like, regardless, they're watching their ass. I totally get it. Yeah. So then I go from the HR office back to the break room where I had my shit. And then
were they watching you the whole time? Like,
yeah, what was on my ass? And then there was this one older lady, because the middle-aged woman loved me, and what the fuck I said? I was like, well, off I go.
That's how it ended.
Yeah, and she was like, no, you know what I said? I said, like, all right, goodbye forever. And then she was like, what? And I was like, yep, I'm out this bitch. See him? He's followed me out for the last time. And she was like, what? And this was during COVID, so the warehouse, they enforced everyone to wear a fucking mask during this time. So I just see her big ass eyes go, what?
Oh, I'm like picturing that, like,
you see her eyes. This poor girl, because I mean, she has her other friends, but like, she was like a mom almost in that environment. Yeah, like, she was really cool. She was very sweet, and that was my final goodbye to her.
Damn.
And then so I get my shit, and then from the break room, I then walk out to exit the building for the last time, and I don't get any time to say bye to people. So like, anyone that I see on the way out, I'm just waving shit.
Wait, why'd you go like this?
I thought it was a funny visual, like I was being handcuffed.
Oh, like
yeah.
That's funny.
So, and then but I will say for this manager, because he knew that I also worked at a gym, so he asked like, hey, like, are you gonna be able to get showers at the gym? Like, you gonna be okay? I'm like, yeah, like, I'm good. Don't worry about me. Cause I know you fucking don't. And he just said some shit because I told him that I worked with the kids at the gym. So he's talking about kids, and he's like, I forget how it transitioned, but he was like, yeah, like, that's really cool. You work with kids. Like, me and the wife, we were never blessed with kids. And like, wow, he opened up so much in that little moment. But like, why the fuck did it take this long for me to know anything about you? Like, because I'm not even trying to talk shit, but for him, like, I could sympathize with that. And like, his phrasing, he was never blessed with kids. Like, it seems like he has a lovely wife, and all respect to them. But like, you're saying goodbye to me, and you're cutting off my income, and now you fucking say something like that.
Damn.
But he was really cool about it. And on the way out, it was COVID, so like, he didn't want to shake hands apparently, but he gave me a fist bump. Like, you know what, cool. And then wish you the best, and we parted ways.
And off you went.
And then, not even getting to my studio because it was a long ass walk to my car. I started texting. I texted my mom. I texted my dad separately because they fucking split a long time ago. And then I texted our group chat. All the same thing.
Yeah.
I got a GIF of Trump on The Apprentice saying "You're fired," and then so I sent I sent that GIF and I said warehouse,
The warehouse.
and they're like, "What the fuck?"
It came to me as a shock too. I was like, what?
I was like, "Why are you guys surprised?" No one was like my my parents surprisingly. They're like, "Well, you had a good run."
On to the next thing, whatever it's gonna be.
Yeah, and then so I was still working at the gym, and then not that long after, I came across some brand ambassadors working at an event at your gym. I was talking with them, and they're like, "Yo, apply," and I did, and sure enough, like it wasn't that long that I was doing something totally different. So
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of uh, if you believe everything happens for a reason, there's people who kind of have a variety of thoughts on that. I would say like I don't believe everything happens for a reason, just because we have full control of what we do.
Right.
So there's so many like alternate, not alternate universes, but like the butterfly effect,
Right.
so many different paths we can take that takes us wherever. So shit just lined up for me to be where I was at on that day to talk with these people, and it led to me working as a brand ambassador, and that was really fucking cool. And I feel like I really needed that. So I was happy getting fired regardless. But the fact that I became a brand ambassador after, you know what, this is cool. It's fine.
I remember you talking a lot while you were at that warehouse, like how much you hated it. And before we go any further, you gotta say, huge respect to all the people that have to work in those places. I mean, we need those kind of people in the world.
Yeah.
And
I
if
get the frustration.
if you're putting up with all that shit, I mean, huge respect to you, because it's a lot. I mean, like you said, sometimes you just want to talk with your coworkers there for morale at least.
Yeah, like if you can get like fucking 5 minutes at least,
Yeah.
I had some people who like really helped me out
So
through it. They were my allies essentially.
yeah.
That's how I saw them. I know like I saw them as people, of course, but like we fucking helped each other get through the day.
I worked at a warehouse for a seasonal job, right? We were told you about it.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, they were letting me know, like, okay, you're gonna go on your 15. Make sure you let so and so know. And then I would go up to them. They're like, all right, they would look at the clock. Okay, it's 1:13. Be back at so and so time. And I was just like, man, like they really like write it down to the minute.
Yeah,
like,
and like, you gotta let these people know when you want to take a shit. Like, dude, it's so fucking stupid.
man.
But I mean, like sometimes I would just go.
So I mean, again, huge respect for all the people that
Oh yeah, of course.
out there doing
It's
those
like
jobs.
I fucking lasted a little over a year, and like, and again, like with how you're saying with the lunch break, dude, because
I did 2 months, and that was enough for me. For
2
the
months,
season.
yeah, but also because I think we talked about it before, where I eat slow, not on purpose, but I eat so fucking slow.
Fuck. Oh my
And
god.
so-
Okay. For anyone that's out there listening and watching, I mean, we've gone to sit downs, right? And we'll be eating. I'll be done with my meal. My wife will be done with her meal. My baby will be done with her meal.
You feed
And
her
this motherfucker
little
is
bit.
still not even a quarter into his plate. This is not a joke. This is real fucking. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you like your food cold or something? What's the deal?
First of all, I'm not embarrassed. I just have I eat slow. I don't fucking know why. It's not on purpose.
And you eat a lot too. But it
Yeah,
takes
I
you
fucking
forever.
Yeah, so let me do my thing. Like between us, I'm the hater, but you're the one always talking shit about it. Like I'm supposed to be embarrassed.
No. I'm just.
But-
Okay.
With that being said,
How would
like,
you guys feel if you're there with your homie, whatever? You're eating, you're talking, right? Whatever. Because you don't just go to eat like you're talking too.
exactly.
But anyways, even if you're talking, how would you guys feel if you're there? The server, because they want to keep it tidy, they want to keep it clean, they want you guys to pay and then leave. She takes your plate, you're done. Homeboy is still on the other side with basically a full plate, and you're just there, kind of like okay. and
What's your point?
my point is that come on, bros, speed it up a little bit.
Why?
I don't want to just be sitting there watching you eat.
Dude, it's not Fear Factor. Why the fuck do I gotta eat it fast?
Speaking of Fear Factor, if there was Fear Factor today, is that something you would apply to?
Yeah, I wanted to do Fear Factor because I don't know how long ago was when Joe Rogan first did it. I think it was canceled, and they brought it back for Joe Rogan. And then they canceled it. And then when I was still in high school, before I was 18, I think that one you had to be 18 because some of them got to be 21. But I think Fear Factor was 18, and MTV started producing it, and they had Ludacris host it. But yeah, that was a thing while I was in high school. Like I couldn't even apply. But even the friends I had then, I'd be like, all right, so like if it's still a thing when we're 18, like would you be able to do it? Would you be able to apply? And so many bitches were just like, no, like fuck.
Okay,
you.
let's do this thought exercise. Okay,
An exercise
or an experiment, whatever.
Okay.
If you were on Fear Factor,
Yeah.
okay, what's one of your biggest fears, animal-wise?
Animal-wise?
Yeah, that's what's something that like really fucking scares you, like.
Oh, I'm go outside. We covered this. I don't know.
Fuck. Okay, let's do this. They put you in a box, a glass box, and they start putting a shit ton of fucking tarantulas in there, dude.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
How down would you be to do it?
I'll go in there. I'll fall asleep.
See,
We
that's
covered
one
this.
thing. We're just talking here in a room far away from tarantulas, but I don't know.
No, I mean,
once
cause-
you're there, they start putting these fucking things. Dude, have you ever seen those fucking things?
Yeah.
They're all hairy. They got fangs, bro.
Okay, but really, they're not gonna, dude. It's fucking TV. They're not gonna really put you in a life-threatening situation,
They can still fucking bite you, bro.
and that's fine. Am I gonna get money after? Cool.
So the moral of the story is, as long as you just
Why is there always a moral?
Because that's what you're saying. As long as there's money involved, you're gonna get
No,
paid.
no.
That's what you're saying.
No.
That should be
It's
the name of the
different.
episode.
Like, what would I rather do? Fear Factor or OnlyFans? Like, you know what? I'm gonna do Fear Factor. That's where you're fucking going.
Okay.
And like, just for me, I mean, because I've known a handful of OnlyFans models. All right, cool, you do you, but that's not for me.
Right.
I think that the biggest thing is because I apply for so many reality shows, and with that, they really focus on personality. So if I were to do OnlyFans or any kind of modeling in that sense, no one cares about your personality. It's all just your body and shit. So like, and I feel like if I were to do that, that would really weigh on me over time. If I'm just out there, putting myself out there, and no one cares about who I am as a person, like that would fuck me up.
I know the older ladies really care about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but because I can laugh.
Right.
I'm not
They
fucking.
love that. We talked about that in another episode, right?
Yeah.
The whole belt joke, and they were just
Yeah, and you know what? And my belt came undone. I opened a few beers. I put my belt back on. Nothing came off. And you know what? They fucking love me. They were a hoot. They want me back. They're like, cool. I will fucking be back. I miss those ladies.
Yeah, they were fun. You
Yeah,
you gave them a show for sure.
I miss them with their clothes on. They miss me with my clothes on, and it's cool. Yeah, cause like I've even gone out with some guys that either they were actively doing OnlyFans or that was in their past, and I feel like I wouldn't mind dating someone if it's in their past, just because I want sex between us. So it's not like I'm fully against it, but for me, I think it's a valid reason like why I wouldn't, just because again, no one cares about your personality in that sense.
Yeah.
And like, why would I be doing a podcast if I didn't want to put myself out there?
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah,
That's a rough field for sure. Yeah, but it's kind of crazy to hear like the numbers of how much money these people are making. That's nuts. But
yeah, there's a market for everything.
it's but it all comes at a cost too. So but anyways, is there anything else you want to touch base on?
Shit, we kind of drifted a lot talking about
We did.
daily routines and getting fired and porn. Anything else you want to add to
Porn,
this?
that was porn.
OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's porn.
Okay.
Or I mean, OnlyFans isn't just porn. You do a lot of things on there, but that's kind of like you say OnlyFans, you're like that's what your mind goes to.
I don't know why. And maybe because of what I've seen on YouTube or whatever, but I think of like the feet stuff,
The fuck you watching?
Yeah. No, not that I'm watching. I thought like people go to like OnlyFans to like do it because there's like another podcast. They're always making jokes like, oh, like you should put your feet on OnlyFans and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a market for it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Well,
Yeah, I've been talking a lot. Is there anything that you want to add out there to the people?
I think no, not for this episode, but I am excited. We're coming up on episode number 7 next week, and I think we'll be doing something fun for number 10 to wrap up the season.
Right.
So-
So are we saying no on the camping for episode 10? Because I would very much prefer anything else.
So we're in the talks. We'll figure it out, but it'll be something fun for sure.
Fun for both of us?
Fun for at least one of us.
That's
So, but anyways, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. Al, again, if you want to follow me, Tune Al on Instagram and YouTube. That's a separate channel. If you want to follow Mr. Justin,
Yes, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter at Justin Daniel X. My own YouTube at JustinDaniel.x. A little difference there.
that dot just always gets me.
How do you think I feel?
And it's not even my channel.
Exactly.
Like,
You know,
why?
I went 3 for 4. You know, some people got like fucking 1 for each. So yeah, it's not. It's fine. It's fucking. It bugs me, but it's just fine.
Anyways, well, guys, don't forget the dot.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, sticking with us. We'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah.
Peace.
Thank you. Good talk.